Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM23 Lions, episode 129. We continue on with La Vuelta, stage 10, quick sim right off the bat, just 2 climbs along the way. I don't see how this is considered medium mountain, but I guess it's certainly not hills because you're not going to get a puncher winning. And the climbs themselves aren't that easy, but I could see a few sprinters surviving on a stage like this, but see what it does to our 9th place of Sammy Arab. Arab finishes well in this one. He gets 7th on the stage with Gregoire. That's a good result. It's a very good result. He actually moves up a spot as Martinez drops to 9th. Vlasov also losing some time there. Arab at 249 down overall. We pick up with stage number 11, so we are now past the halfway point of this race, but only a few climbing stages left to go, plus 1 time trial. So we're getting pretty close to the end on this race already. We're also getting pretty close to the end of this stage. 15 kilometers left to go, and it has 1 big finishing climb. Breakaway has already claimed victory for today. They are still 9 minutes ahead. There were 20 riders. That's all split up now, or at least a fair bit of that's split up, and those gaps are going to come down pretty quickly on this final climb. But Matoni already fading. He's only on a -1 today, but it's yet another day of him struggling, and we're looking fairly strong in the group as we go to hit that final climb here shortly. This is our last moment of descent, our last moment of respite, and then we're going to begin going uphill. The climb itself, the Moncalvillo, 7.8k, 9%. Tough climb. Tough climbing. We're definitely going to need the team for this one, and that means guys like Janssen, as our position's going to matter a lot. We're at 10k with a really good race day condition draw and seeing little attacks right now. I think here in the next little bit we're going to want to set ourselves up for sprint train and see what we can do to the field. There's riders already going for it. All right, so we're going to begin with Josh de Villiers at the front of this thing and 8.4k. It's a long time to go for something of this magnitude. A lot of kilometers to cover, but we've got 7 riders to do it. You can see how Josh de Villiers has already got us kind of pulled into the position. Let's give him in 90 so we get that full medium mountain. But we're pulling back riders quick. Gregoire attacked. Arts Van Eetveld here at the front. It's good for us that they are pushing early because they can find themselves really short-handed, where Arab has plenty of teammates ahead of him doing the dirty work right now, setting him up, and we're down to 5.6k. You can see those guys already starting to go backwards. And de Villiers out of red bar, give me that full array of what he can do. Getting a Messias losing ground a little bit. So you're going to close that back up. Let's have him go now before Janssen. As we're seeing an acceleration by Ayuso and Arts. .7k, so gel up for these last 2 guys. And on to Janssen. Lost a little bit of ground on position. That acceleration, we were not in the best of positions to counterattack that at that moment. So as we set up our final 2 guys, 1.4k. The position has improved a little bit. Janssen try to follow. 1k. 800 meters. Arab going for his final sprint. There's a few guys, those are all up the road. There's Petrovic going for it. Whoa, Van Eetveld just came flying up, even though we saw him attack earlier. Ayuso, Vingegaard, Arts, Arab runs out of energy right before the finish line. He gets 18th on the stage, but we're looking at 5th. 5th is the equivalent as what he got on the stage, so good result. And many guys, and there are time gaps here. Good time gaps. It's going out pretty quick, so much better result than what we've had on some previous stages. Even though we're still in the top 10, there's been a number of almost not quite. Today's breakaway had a lot weaker riders than what we normally see, so it's not the big top competitive guys. That's why they were allowed to get so far away. But first contender comes in as Petrovic at 6:43. We were 26 seconds behind him, but we're only 7 seconds behind the next guy, Ayuso and Van Eetvelt. I was really surprised about Van Eetvelt being able to make that late lunge. But then we gained time. We gained 10 seconds on the overall race leader in Carlos Rodriguez and Glug and Stalker. And then we're getting additional time on the next group and the group after that. But it's all minor gains. So we stay in 8th place with Rodriguez, staying in the race lead. Vingegaard moves up. Ayuso move up. Pellizzari off the podium down to 4th place. All within 1 minute of each other. Very close from 2nd to, well, really 7th. And then it's a 1 minute gap to us, and then it's a 1 minute gap to Stalker, and then it's nearly a 1 minute gap to Gregoire and Roner. Subsequent one rider after another adds about 1 more minute to the overall scheme of things. Jansen's still in the points paying positions in the team classification stuff for the ranking over the course of the season. So Jansen's still doing well on those regards, and Clote right there as well. So they both remain 20th and 21st. But Arab, pretty solid. That 2 minutes we lost on the Queen stage really hurt, because we'd be 39 seconds down otherwise. And that all happening in the last 500 meters. The scary news, we are now the team on the bubble, though. We are now 36th of 36 teams that are Continental Pro or World Tour. So 1 more spot down, and we're out. This would be series done. Yikes. Stage 13 is apparently punchy because the last kilometer is uphill. 2 kilometers is uphill. There's no way we're playing this stage out, though. De Villiers gets 7th on the stage. Jay Vine taking the win. Arab loses 41 seconds. He's surrounded by other contenders. But are any contenders further up, like Rodriguez and Vingegaard and Arts and Ayuso? All are? What does that do to our position? Does not change anything. It does see us lose a little bit of time, but actually we are closer to Van Eetvelt than before. Much closer. We were about a minute behind. Now just 8 seconds. We're still about a minute ahead of Stalker. Gregoire got a little bit tighter in the competition. Jay Vine was sort of considered a contender. He's up to 11th. Former race leader Martinez all the way down at 14th. Not good for him, but Rodriguez still leads. Quietly been overtaken twice. Once in the team rankings, his telephone have jumped ahead of us only just, as other races continue to go on besides La Vuelta. But we're off the bubble. We're 37th. We're out as of right now. We are desperate for a rider to level up now, as it's one of the only ways, unless somebody through age degrades on the teams ahead of us. We're down to that last 5-star rider, but the 4.5 stars group has thinned out significantly here in the last handful of days. But right now, like I said, it's not going our way. This could be the final home stretch on this one, folks, and we get as high of a finish as we can get, and we'd be calling Africa a done deal unless we're able to turn around and sign Girmay, which we can't now. He's not available. Even if he were available this season, he would have already been signed by now as a 5-star rider. One single 5-star rider is the only one left out there. Stage 14, and we've been screwed a couple of times. Benny Messias went to get water and lost contact with not one but 2 groups. He went so far down through 2 groups to go back and get water. And then the same thing just happened with De Villiers as he went to get water. And so we did finally get water from one of the guys that remained here, and we have 4 guys. So we're good to go for that part, but this was a little ridiculous on how it went, and we're suddenly down to 4 riders. Jansen and Clote are going to need to push harder to hold position. Clote is weaker, so just go ahead and protect Jansen. Henoch's protecting Arab, and that's going to be it. 2 climbs to go. Big day. We've already had including the uncategorized. We've already gone through 4 climbs. We now have 2 left, and it scales up. Each climb harder than the last. The stage started really hard. The breakaway had a difficult time forming. They did not get a large advantage. It's already down to a minute and a half. Chase has been hard all stage long. So I'm actually a little surprised that we still have 4 riders at this point, based on how things have been going, based on how the peloton has just 44 riders left, as we then just reeled in 4 additional breakaway riders and are already stopping others. Leonardi, Ortega, and Cavagna are the breakaway. They have just a 1-minute advantage. Clote is done. He's about to get disconnected from the group, but we're looking at just over 30 riders left. There's about 9 riders just got dropped. So 27 remain. One of those front 3, Ortega, has broken away from the others, but Henoch hanging on. Janssen is fine. Arab has a decent amount of energy left. We have a good descent coming, and 1 rider just attacked. It's Ploche. He's 13th in the KOM, so that's that type of breakaway. But 22 here. Henoch got dropped, though. He did not quite make it. He's got a chance if we push. He's actually still recovering, and he's back in contact, so that's good. Go ahead and protect your leader. They're going to start climbing pretty dang quick. This is going to be a difficult stage, but there's only 23 riders here. And unlike the previous one where there was about 50 and Arab was alone, today he's got 2 support riders in a group of just 23, so less than half the size of what we had before. And he's got, well, infinitely more support, as he had none before. Arab looks like he can handle an 80 for now. Janssen, I want you to literally ride as fast as you have to stay on the wheel. And we're down to just Ortega at the front and 22 chasing. Henoch already already using energy, but Arab is hanging on just fine with an 80. This climb starts gradual. We're only at 3.5, 4, now 5%. The overall climb, Farapona, 5% overall, but it's definitely going to get steeper at the top. Pretty gradual. There is a steeper section before you get to the top, and we're about to hit that one now. If Henoch can get us through that section, I'm liking our chances of a pretty good day, because then Janssen can support after that. Globe leading, Frigo, Gegenhardt, Martinez, all leading out. Current race leader, Carlos Rodriguez, and there goes Henoch. Not yet through this steep sector. Not quite. He and Gegenhardt go out the back, put him on auto. Janssen, go ahead and protect, and this is already looking like crap, speed up territory for Arab as he's slipping backwards at the moment. We caught that front rider Ortega, so there's really only a couple guys that have been dropped here. Ploche, Gregoire attacking, and that leads to an acceleration by Martinez for Rodriguez. And they're going to sit up and let those 2 go. 92nd, but Gregoire is 10th. And rides on. We've got 9K to go, though. Arab does not look like he's suited for another 9K of this climb. He's only got a +1 today, so it's a bit of a weak day for him. We're down to 19 chasing those front 2. And here comes the accelerations. Ayuso begins. Vingegaard chases. Rodriguez also down to 14. Janssen running out of energy, but Arab. Gel now. 4K to go. Final 14, final 13. As Janssen gets dropped, he's that 14th man right now. Pellizzari getting dropped, the 4th place overall rider. There's Ploche getting dropped. But Jay Vine and Sammy Arab have been dropped. So we have 3K to go. There's Stalker, and it's a small group riding ahead. Those are kind of the key contenders. But if we can, Ploche can help pull us up the hill a little bit, along with Vine. Arab. Definitely not a good day. +1 is not good territory for him. 1K to go. Vingegaard takes the win ahead of Rodriguez, Petrovic, Ayuso. 400 meters, we just ran out of energy. Give it your all for the last little bit there. Try to get the same time as... he's not going to get the same time as these guys. They pull away in the final 100 meters. That was 3.5 minutes down for Sammy Arab, 12th on the stage. Arab finishes 3:11 down. Bigger gap than I expected it to be. There's definitely a couple of riders, I'd say 3 of them, that were ahead of us that are non-contenders out of contention. So we were 9th compared to contenders. Not a great day, but it's also a Sammy Arab positioning kind of day. Janssen actually had a pretty good one there at 4.5 minutes down. He wasn't that much further back. And Arab stays 8th place with Gregoire jumping 3 spots. Just seconds ahead of us. Pellizzari drops a bit, and you're kind of looking now at a top 4 that remain in contention, where Vlasov has always been hovering just a little bit too far back, losing a little bit of time gradually. He's 3.5 down, but then it's to 5, and then to 6 for a couple of us. Stalker is just over a half minute down, bit of a threat. Van Eetvelt loses a good amount of time. Once again, the big climbs are tough for him, except for he gets big race day condition bonuses sometimes and hangs in there. But we've definitely seen him drop on tougher climbs probably 3 out of 5 times. Jay Vine stays 11th. That's who we were with at the finish. He's 2 minutes down on us. And then a big drop to Vanderbecken at 12 minutes down. What we're going to have to watch out for with your Vanderbeckens or Arts or Martinez, and I don't think any of them are going to necessarily be a danger for that, is those particular riders going in a breakaway and gaining 6 minutes and then all of a sudden being level with us. But we're 6 minutes ahead of them. And in the case of Arts, he works for Vingegaard. In the case of Vanderbecken, is he working for Jay Vine? Maybe not. And then Martinez is working for Carlos Rodriguez. So at least 2 of those 3 are support riders. That helps us, that weakens them, they do the work, they drop, they're going to lose some time instead of gain. So for our chances for a top 10 right now, all we have to do is beat any one of the riders that surrounds us, from Pellizzari down through Jay Vine. For that, I like our chances. It's tough, and we're way closer than we were for the Tour de France. We're 6 minutes down with almost all the hard stages behind us. We're actually down to just 2 mountain stages and a time trial that remain. That's it. We might be able to get that done in 1 more episode. That would be 4 for this La Vuelta, which is definitely better than the 6 we did for the Tour de France. There's 1 other hill stage. Otherwise, it's time trials. Flat sprint stages. So we're going to be pretty good on that part, where we don't have the random factor left to distract us. I might be able to get those 3 in a single episode. We'll certainly give it a shot. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.